Hello, and welcome to Dickinson's Real Deal. Will our dealers put down big money on the table today?
400, Jed.
I'm looking for 4 figures.
So you have got some idea. You've got more idea than I have.
Will our dealers today be tough nuts to crack? I want them to get their hands in their pockets.
Can't I push it just a little bit?
It's always a gamble at auction, but we only push the sellers there when we believe we can get a good price.
59, 50.
Was the gamble worth it?
1,000 on the phone.
Of course it was. Today the show comes to you from Melton, Mowbray in Leicestershire. There's a great crowd of people here. They want to sit down and lock horns with our dealers and then walk away with the real deal.
First up today is Caroline, and she's hoping that David will help her get the best deal from Cheryl Halfpenny.
I brought in some pictures today. I'd like David to come in and help me with them, as I haven't got any idea what they're worth, but I'd like to get as much as I can.
Don't worry, Caroline. David's heard you, and he and auctioneer Colin Young are watching closely.
Now you've brought some very interesting art along. What do you know about these pictures?
Not a great deal. I know that they're obviously African. They are signed, but I'm not sure who they are. But I rather like them, and a friend gave them to me. So, yeah.
Do you know where your friend got them from?
She got them out of a suitcase that she couldn't open, that her husband had left lying around.
Sounds very mysterious.
Yeah. So she got us to open it, and once we opened it, these were in there with a few other pictures. She wasn't overly stuck on them herself, and so she gave them along to me.
So why have you decided to sell them then?
Because they don't really go with my stuff, so I just would prefer somebody that's got the right kind of stuff to go with them.
Well, let's have a quick look. The date-wise, about 1980s, so this is quite modern, not particularly antique that I'm used to dealing in. They are very fashionable, I think, at the moment. And he's called Teo Quay, the artist. Right. He doesn't ring a bell to me, because I say he is quite modern. And this type of art is quite a growing market. We don't know an awful lot about it because it is very, very modern.
So what we've got here is 3 signed limited edition prints by a West African artist, Teo Quay. You know, Colin, we've known each other for many years. You're an experienced auctioneer, and I presume gut instinct comes into this.
Gut instinct is something that, we really live on. And looking at these, they're vibrant, they're good, they're decorative, they're interesting. And so I would say, yes, this surely should be worth at least £100 a piece.
OK. The independent valuers say 1 to 200. Cheryl, will she see value in them? Let's find out.
50, £100.
I prefer a little bit more if you've got some.
You'd like a bit more. How about 150?
What do you think about that?
I think it's not enough.
I've got the feeling it probably is not quite enough. I'm going in there to tell our seller it really is worth a gamble at auction. You might get yourself a little bit more, even taking off commission.
Well, I think David's going to pop in.
Well, I've come in here because I know when you arrived this morning, you didn't have any real expectation of these, Carol.
No.
Now, I've got 2 valuations. Our independent valuers, they've gone quite low, 1 to 200 pounds. Auctioneer says it's 3 to 400 pounds. My feelings are perhaps the 3 to 4 might be a little bit ambitious. I'm going to say they're worth a gamble probably at a 200 pounds plus a bit. Or maybe you want to put them in the auction and make it open to a wider audience.
Well, Carol, that's going to be my bid, 150. What would you like to do?
Can't I push it just a little bit? Well, I would have gone for a bit more, but I'll take your offer. They didn't cost me anything.
A deal?
So it's a deal.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
On the day, the real deal was with Cheryl, 150 quid. What do you think at home? Would you have gambled? I think I would.
Maybe Caroline could have done better at auction, but she decided that the cash on the table was just too tempting to resist.
Hello.
Next up, Mick's after a good price from James Late. Let's hope they don't get into a scrap.
These family heirlooms?
Yes, I found them in a loft when I cleared Mum and Dad's bungalow out after Mum died.
Yeah.
And I'd never seen them before, but I thought they were too good just to dispose of.
Yeah, yeah. So you think they were collected by your
Almost certainly my
grandparents?
grandmother and possibly a generation before.
Yeah, because these appear to date from sort of 1900-ish, is that about right?
Yeah, my grandma was born in 1900.
And this is full of what we call scraps. They used to come as sheets of paper with maybe 20 of each
Each
figure, yeah, and then you just sort of pull them apart and snip the little edges off and then do whatever. This album, I have to say, has seen
A lot better
days,
days,
hasn't it? Yeah. I mean, it's a nice floral cover, but slightly detached.
Yeah.
And every time we move this book, more bits of paper fall off it. So let's put a bit of money down. 40 pounds.
I was hoping for that for each one.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I think possibly auction route might be your best bet, because I think I'm stuck on that figure. They're not really terribly commercial things, and the condition is very much against that one.
But then it's got the age to go with it.
Well, it has, but
Yeah.
you know, there has to be an end user, and I don't know of one. Whereas if you put them up to auction, you will at least have you know, the whole world looking at them.
I'd go at 60, but not 40.
I really am stuck at 40.
In that case, I'll go for auction.
All right. Well, I hope you do very well, and sorry I couldn't buy them from you.
Okay, I'll wait for the
Thanks
auction.
for bringing them.
Let's head straight over to the sale room and see what happens.
50. Thank you very much.
So coming up now are the two Victorian scrapbook albums. There's a set reserve of £70. The question is, are they going to make the 70? Well, the room's full. Let's watch. Let's see what happens. And here they are now.
Multiple bids already, so let's get straight into it. Everybody wants them. 80 bid, 90, 90 bid, 110, 20, 130.
You just never can tell. 110, 120, 130.
120, 130, 130, 140, 150, 50, 150, 160, 170, 170 bid of 170, 180 now, surely. 170 is on a bid of 170. At 170 bid any more now. Up £170, then we're out on the net, out on the book, in the room and selling at £170.
So £170. There is some commission to come off, first of all. I make that just under £140. Now, happy?
Very happy.
Okay.
Can't get a much better deal than that.
You're right. I think Mick's happy, I'm happy. I think on the day they did very well. That was the real deal.
Wow, it certainly was. And Mick's taking home over 3 times what James offered. The den's full of beautiful things, like this oval gem that Lindsay's brought in for Ian Townley.
Hi there, nice to meet you.
And you are?
I'm Lindsay. Realistically, I'd prefer to get £300 to £400 for it, because I think it is a very wearable ring. It's really pretty.
Well, if there's a dealer who knows a pretty diamond ring when he sees one, it's Ian.
Diamond marquee, 18 karat yellow gold. You want a bigger diamond, I take.
yeah, get rid of
Come
that
and
for
see
a bigger
me.
one.
Let's have a look. Okay. 18 karat, made in 2000.
I think so.
Yeah, so it's very modern.
Yes, yeah.
You know, we actually design and manufacture these rings. So, you know, for me to buy it over here and what you may have paid retail for it,
Yeah.
God only knows, you
Yeah.
know, because retailers will ask whatever they want, you know. It needs a clean.
It's been in a drawer for many years.
Yes, and half the hand cream was left behind from the tube on it.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea what you're looking for?
I've got an idea in my head.
You have an
Yeah,
idea.
yeah.
Everybody has an idea.
Yeah.
There.
Whether it's realistic, I don't know.
Well, let's try and tempt you. Okay. 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350. I can make that ring for 350 to 400 pounds.
Okay.
Because I can actually manufacture the ring, I can manufacture it very competitively to the normal high street jeweler.
Well, it caught my eye from across the room. It's a Marquise cut, isn't it?
Yeah, Marquis Modern.
Normally I come across and I say, Ian, it's a diamond and you love diamonds, and so get some more money down. On this occasion, I'm going to say he's taken by it, he likes it. Independent valuers, auctioneer value 2 to 3. I saw £350 was on the table. I rushed across to my advisors and said, are we sure on this? Because if Ian's got 350 down, have we made a mistake here? And they said, no, it's fairly modern, it's a nice clean little stone, and obviously it's a commercial item, so I feel a little bit safer now. So I'm going to say to you, good price, good offer. I don't believe we can do any better by going to the auction. And on this occasion, and on this occasion only, I'm going to say, Ian, thank you very much for your generosity.
Thank you, David. So, 1, 2, 350.
And is that your final offer?
That is my final.
So you wouldn't go up just a little bit more?
I think that's a very fair offer.
Right, okay.
You can take it to auction. You know, you have the option. Are you happy with 350?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes,
Okay.
quickly. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I hadn't really thought about what I was going to spend money on because I couldn't quite believe I was going to sell the ring. But I would probably say either something for the baby or maybe a few days away.
It was a good offer because the stone is very clean and very saleable. So I'll do all right with it.
Oh, come on, Ian. We think you can do better than all right. Still to come, Tony Gearing's not standing for any nonsense.
I think if you were to put another tenner down, I think we could have a deal.
It's always that little bit more, isn't it?
Absolutely. I like to drive a hard bargain.
Well, I like to drive a harder one.
Who's going to win this battle of wills? Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal.
Hello, I'm Tony.
Hi, I'm
Martin's brought Tony Gearing an item honouring the British naval commander, Admiral Nelson, famous for his victories against the French during the Napoleonic Wars at the start of the 19th century.
I'm hoping to probably achieve £100, £120 for it today.
Nice Dalton Lambeth jug, originally made on the Thames, around about 1880s. Stoneware, salt glaze, the same material they used for the sewage pipes.
Anchors away.
How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all.
What have you bought for me, Martin?
I've brought in today my Dalton Lambeth jug with the commemorative scene of Nelson and his captains on there. So just thought I'd bring that along, see if it was of interest to you today.
Well, I'm from Suffolk, so...
Right region then?
Yeah,
absolutely.
next door to Norfolk,
Yep.
which is Nelson's country.
Yep.
Can you tell me anything about it, where you got it from?
Yeah, I brought it in a bric-a-brac shop about 12 months ago.
Right, nice one.
Yeah, and it just drew my eye. I'm always out looking for a bargain, and I think I found one that day, so hopefully you'll feel the same.
Wow, it's perfect, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's mint.
Absolutely mint condition.
Yeah, it's lovely condition.
Yeah, and the form, the shape, and the scene, you don't see it very often. It's quite a rarity.
It was transfer printed.
Yeah.
So it's not hand painted. So quite commercially made, really.
Yeah.
About 1880, Royal Dalton. You can see the mark quite clearly here. The crown and the lion on top.
Yeah.
Royal Dalton. What have we got in there? England at the bottom. So we know that's before 1909.
Yeah.
Because the export laws at the time changed it to made in England.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can...
See if you can tempt me.
I like that. Temptation's a wonderful thing, isn't it?
It is indeed.
50?
An interesting first offer.
Well, that's got to be 10 times what you paid for it.
Well, you never know what I paid for it.
No, I don't. 100.
Getting warmer.
I thought I was on fire.
Well, nice jug, Dalton stoneware, 80 to 120 is the estimation. What we've got to consider is, if you decide to go to auction, is it worthwhile and what can we get in the auction? If you only got the 120, you would still come away with 100.
Yeah.
So there's no point in going to the auction for 120. You've got to go to the auction thinking, can I get 150?
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's no point in taking the gamble.
Yeah.
there's a reasonable chance of getting over the 120. It's a glamorous looking jug. It might do better, but it's a real gamble if you want to try. So I'm going to make you make the decision.
OK.
I'm giving nothing away.
No.
David's giving it all away.
I think if you were to put another tenner down, I think we could have a deal.
It's always that little bit more, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You know?
I like to drive a hard bargain.
Well, I like to drive a harder one. Martin, there's a oneer on the table. I haven't mucked about. I haven't sort of started at 40 and played around on this yawning lurch towards 100, have I? Straight in, no messing.
Yeah, I think we've got a deal.
Nice one, Martin.
Thank you very much.
Well, my pleasure.
Yeah.
And if you don't mind me asking, before I fall off the chair, how much did you pay for it in this little...
If you'd have put the brown one on top, that's what I paid for it.
Right.
The £10.
Yeah, I think I'll do well with it. There's 50 left in it, I reckon.
I got the £100 that I was looking for, and I'm going to reinvest that in some more bargains, I think.
And when you do, pop back and see us. Across the den, Candy's brought a little gold watch to Cheryl's table.
What do you know about the watch?
I've had it about 2.5 years, and I bought it off an antiques fair. It was an impulse buy because I really do like it, but I've not worn it because I'm afraid of damaging the enamel around it and spoiling it. And it is tiny face, and as you see, I need a big watch.
Like me, we all like a big watch now. That's sort of the fashion, which is a shame. I mean, this is like a cocktail watch. When ladies went out in the evening, they liked a very dainty, small watch, so that was the fashion then. But fashions change, and also yellow gold isn't quite as wanted at the moment as white gold is. So things just, you know, run in circles. It all comes back round. Did I presume it was a dealer that you bought it from? Did they tell you anything about it? What carat gold it was, or how old it was?
I was told it was Art Deco, probably 1920s, 18 carat body, enamelling, maybe a sapphire in the winder. The strap's 9 carat, which isn't the original strap.
You're very, very clued up.
I tried to remember.
Hopefully, I'm going to make you a good offer, but because you bought it quite recently, it might be difficult to show you a profit, but we'll have a go, shall we? Right. 50.
No, not at all.
Okay. 70.
No.
No?
No.
80.
No.
90?
No.
No. So, Candy, there's £100 on the table. What do you think to that?
Don't think anything, Candy, because at £100, it's a little bit too low. 140, 180 is the estimate, Cheryl, but there's £140 worth of, dare we say, scrap precious metal. Quite pretty, does the job, and it's got to be worth more than £100.
Yeah.
We better keep going then. So, 110?
No.
120, that's going to be my final bid. What would you like to do?
I'll take it to auction.
You're going to go to auction?
Yes, thank you.
Best of luck on the day. Hope you enjoy it.
I paid £135 for the watch, so 120 wasn't quite enough.
I'm a bit shocked I didn't get it. I'm not so sure she'll do better at auction, but we'll see.
We certainly will. Fingers crossed, Candy.
On the dealer's day, you accepted a reserve of about 140, but since then you've gone home and you've thought about it and you thought, I don't think it's worth parting for at that. And so you've upped the reserve to 160 quid.
Yes, I did.
Well, it's your merchandise and you can make that decision. It's coming up now. let's see what happens here.
And we start the bidding already at 170, 180, at 180, 190, 190, 200, do a C. At 190 is on a bit of 190, 200 now, surely that's why you don't need reserves. At
So 190?
At 190, 200 pound a bit of 200, 210 at 210, 220, do a C now.
It's 210 now.
It's on a bit of 210, 220 anywhere else now. Wheeled and fished, it's on the market. Any more bits? Selling this time at £210. All done.
Oh, lovely.
OK, so £210, a wise decision. We have some commission to take away. We're still sending you home with £172.
Lovely, yes.
That's brought a smile to your
It
face.
has, yeah.
You
Lovely.
happy?
I am, yes. Very.
What are you going to do with all that dosh?
Treat myself to something nice. Yes.
OK, I like that. So Candy says, I'm going to treat myself to something nice. Yes, that's what we call a real deal.
Well done for holding out, Candy. Get yourself down to the high street. Still to come.
Hello, I'm Tony.
Hi, Tony, I'm Clive.
Has Tony
Clive,
met
how
his
are you,
match?
Clive? Does she make a profit out of you?
Nah, no one makes a profit out of me. I'm like you, I'm a businessman.
We'll see, my son.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Where have you been? Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal.
The people of Melton Mowbray are continuing to bring in their antiques and collectibles. And Ian's taken a shine to this silver mustard pot and box.
I would like to buy them for, say, £100, £110 for the two, you know. I might be lucky.
That depends on how much Diana would like.
It's been valued between £120 and £160, and I'd be quite happy with the lower value if I could sell today.
So Ian's not too far off. Let's see if you can push him for a bit more, Diana.
How long have you had them?
I've only had them for about 10 years, but I think my aunt had them for ages.
So you inherited them?
Yes.
And you never used them?
No.
Never?
No.
Wow. This little box, which is rather cute, most of the time you'll find that the feet are damaged. Either they've been wrenched off or something. And the hinges are the other thing that go. These hinges are very vulnerable. People are very forceful when they're cleaning them. So I'm glad to see the hinges in good condition. Okay? Inside there should be a silk lining, which is missing. But it's not a big deal. It's very easily restored with velvet or silk or whatever one wants to choose, you know. So London, and it is London 1905. But it's a lovely, clean piece of silver. And the mustard also looks a very nice piece. You know, most important, it has a spoon.
Yes, I'm not sure that belongs, though.
It doesn't matter, as long as it has one.
Yes,
You know?
right. Yes.
Because people want a spoon. I mean, it's impossible to use a mustard without a spoon. Invariably, you buy a mustard, you have to go and buy a spoon.
Right.
You know. Why are you selling them? Because you never use them, I take it.
I don't use them. They've been sitting in a cabinet.
It's sad because, you know, these are lovely things to have in one's home and
Yes.
use every day and
Yes.
appreciate every day.
Yes.
And do you have any idea of their value?
Yes.
You do? Oh God, that's dangerous. So let's bring out some money. 50, 60, 70. How does £70 sound? Do you want a lot more? A lot more?
Well, yes.
Well, yes, you said 70, 80, 90.
No.
No. So if I took those away and put down that and made it £100.
It's getting nearer.
Getting nearer.
Don't be intimidated, Diana. Let's just have a look here. £100 is on the table. Let me tell you what the independent valuers and the auctioneers, they vary. 80 to 120. 120 to 180. There is, just in precious metal alone, £90 worth, £88 worth of precious metal.
Oh.
Now, I'm not advocating that it should be melted. We need a bit more money. I think I'd be happy if we had 120 plus. It's not too hard. He's got to make a profit, but come on, Ian. A little bit more money.
Well, I tell you what, David, That would be absolutely my top.
Okay, fine.
140
I'm very
pounds.
happy with that.
You know.
£140. Ian is buying that. It's a smart object that he may melt.
I wouldn't melt it. You know why? The feet are in very good condition. The hinge is in very good condition. For once, there's a piece of silver there that, you know, just needs really lining.
It was lying and a bit of titivating. There's a little bit of knocks here and a few little dints. So
acceptable.
He's prepared to go the distance. And so the good news is it is not going to be put into the melting pot.
That's good.
Both will be sold.
Yeah.
What's the matter?
I was dazzled for a second.
Oh, dear.
I nearly fell over. All right, Ian, £140. Good offer. I think you should take it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, there you go. Now you've heard what David has said.
Yes.
And definitely will not be mounted. So, are you happy with your £140?
Yes,
You
I
are
am.
very happy?
Yes.
We can shake hands on
Yes.
them? We can shake. Thank you very much,
Thank
Diana.
you.
Thank you.
I've got an 80th birthday coming up, and the £140 will probably all go on that.
Happy birthday, Diana. Enjoy your special day. Next up is Clive with watercolours taken from the Ladybird series of children's books. Do these take you back, Tony?
A, B, C, D. I don't really know where to go with these.
Your wallet would be a good place to start.
What have you bought in for me today,
I
then?
bought my nostalgic pictures from Harry Wingfield from the Ladybird books.
Harry Wingfield?
Yes.
Can you tell me where you got them from or anything about them?
Harry Wingfield put them up for sale, a limited edition of them, about 20 years ago, and I saw
Right.
them advertised on the television, and I thought, oh, I love those. It brings back so many memories. And I went and bought two. Well, no, I didn't. I bought the one. I bought that one originally, and that one someone had already bought it. And I thought, well, I'd like the pair because the house I used to live in had a big front door and two corner alcoves with a light. And I thought, it's no good having one. Anyway, the next day the lady rang, well, do you really want it? Because we decided we don't want that one, we've bought something else. So she sold it to me, so I managed to get the pair.
Did she make a profit out of you?
Nah, no one makes a profit out of me. I'm like you, I'm a businessman.
We'll see, my son.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
But then the other part was, as you can see, I have the two books here where these original paintings have been put into the books, and I spent many, many months going around all the car boots trying to find them.
Find the exact ones
Yeah, and I had great fun doing it, and I didn't realise how many Ladybird books had been produced.
No, I remember them. This is exactly how I learned to write.
I still write like that now. I'm still going, but they've been great fun. But as I think I said earlier, I moved house 5 years ago, and my wife won't let me hang them on the wall. So they've been sitting in the back room there, flat on the back, and no good to anybody. So,
what do you think they're worth then? Well, what do you take for them?
what I'd take now today, £1,000.
Blimey.
A lot of money, I know, but you don't get nostalgia anymore, you know.
Well, you pay for what you get, don't you?
That's right. They are £1,000.
Well,
You've
they're
got a
certainly
bargain.
quality. They're original. But I think I'm going to need David to come and hold me hand on this one.
Fair enough.
I think maybe £1,000 is perhaps a bit ambitious. There is a £400 to £600 estimation on these. I feel perhaps the lower part of the estimate is more realistic. I would have put my value somewhere around about the 400, maybe a touch more.
Very interesting. Very interesting. So, are you going to take less than £1,000?
You make me your best offer.
My first instinct was a couple £100.
Won't take 200.
No. Mate, off it goes to auction. I wish you luck with that, Clive.
Okay, fair enough. If they don't sell, I'll take them back home and I will hang them on the wall, despite the fact my wife says I can't, so...
Clive alive. He was a little firecracker, wasn't he? Blimey. Anyway, I wish him luck with those.
So Clive is looking for £1,000, but the Duke thinks they're only worth the lower end of the £400 to £600 valuation. Is Clive being over-ambitious?
Done and finished.
How many years ago was this when you bought them?
22 years ago, I think.
OK. What did you pay for them then? Because I'm sure people at home want to know. It's a long time ago, and it isn't going to really make any difference to the
it isn't,
outcome
no. About
now.
£200 each painting.
So they're about £200
Yeah.
each painting, OK? They are here in the sale room with a £500 reserve. If they don't sell, we're going to get them back into the house. What's your wife called?
Sue.
Sue. Sue, in case they don't sell, Sue, we're taking you on your word, my dear.
That's right.
We're going to bring them back, and they're going on the wall. No question about it, on the wall, OK?
Yes.
OK, here we go.
4 to go then, surely. 400. Couple of hundred, let's get on. £200, anybody? 200. £200 bid at 220 now, making it. £200 bid at 200. 220 surely. 220. 240 now. 240 and 60 now. 60. 280.
The right buyers are not here, I don't think.
20 bid. 40 surely. At 320's on with 320. 340. 360 now. 360. 380 if you like. At 360 bid. At 360. Last call. Done and finished at 360. If I'd have to withdraw that, we have a reserve in excess of that.
Now, as far as you're concerned, Clive, it's a relief.
It's a relief.
It's a relief time. Things that you've liked, you've treasured, you've had on the wall, but have been banned from the wall. Now, fortunately, you and I have found a way of getting them back. That is the real deal. Do we agree on that?
I agree with that, yes.
Real deal.
Real deal.
Well, we've never seen anyone so happy their items not sold. After the break, Jed knows what he wants.
I'm looking for 4 figures. That's not 4 figures.
It's not 4 figures, but it's quite close.
Will close be good enough? It's been a day of non-stop action here, and we're ending with something rather extraordinary.
Nice to meet you, I'm James.
Jed, tell us what you've got for James.
I've brought in some top-secret World War II documents. I'm hoping James will be generous and go into 4 figures.
Is this your kind of thing, James?
Operation Market Garden, pretty important battle. If these things are real, I suppose they've got a value. So I'm going to have to pump them for information and then just put some money down and hope for the best.
There are ways of making you pay, James.
You brought something which is very interesting. It appears to be battle orders for what we know as Operation Market Garden, which was made into a film, A Bridge Too Far.
Yes, of course, yeah.
September 1944, after the Normandy landings, we were sweeping through France, through Holland, and this action was to establish a bridgehead over the Rhine, so that we could invade Germany. It's a very, very important battle. So tell me about it. How did you get it?
It was given to me by an old neighbour whose husband was an officer at the time of the action.
Okay, so these could have been his battle orders.
That's the assumption.
Which he probably shouldn't have taken into battle with him, but maybe he did, maybe he didn't.
Who knows?
So here we've got this page that's subsequently been annotated about what happened to all these officers. And we see here Captain C.C. Roberts. Now this is the person who owned this.
So I believe.
And you got it from his widow.
Correct.
And nothing next to his name, so obviously he survived to bring this home. Haven't got a clue what it's worth. Have you?
Not really, no.
Have you done a bit of research?
A little bit, yes.
So, I'll put some money on the table.
Okay.
I'm sure David will give you some advice. I'd like to offer you 50, 100, 150.
I'm looking for 4 figures.
Are you?
Yes.
Are you? So you have got some idea. You've got more idea than I have. I'll up my offer a bit then. So 200, 250, 300. I'm hoping that all this money is tempting you. But it's not.
At all, no. No.
50, 400, Jed.
No, thank you, James.
You're very determined. What do you think, David?
Well, I think it's an extraordinary document. We've all heard of this market garden, an extraordinary endeavour. I've got independent valuers, they've all had their heads together, and they're saying 800 to 1200, 1000 to 1500. Now, I don't think it's enough to tempt you with that kind of money. I think this needs to go to the auction. I would put it to the sale rooms and let it find its level once the auctioneer has done his homework on it.
It seems to me that whatever I put down, you're probably not going to take. But I'm going to put a bit more down anyway, just in case. 450, 500, 550, 600, 650, 700, and I've got room for one more before it falls off the table. 750.
That's not 4 figures.
It's not 4 figures, but it's quite close. I think my advice to you would be the same as David's. Put it into auction. Because if I bought it from you, the only way I could market it would be to put it into auction myself. So I think whatever I go to now, is not going to be enough for you. So I'm going to say, put it into auction. Best of luck. Hope you do very well with it. It's been a pleasure to handle it.
Thank you very much, James.
Have you done the right thing, Jed?
Anybody would be tempted by the amount on the table, but I believe we do stand a good chance of getting the 4 figures I want at the auction.
Let's get straight across to the sale room. It's looking busy.
$750 was offered on the day by James Late.
Correct.
A lot of money. Are they going to bring more here? $800 is the reserve. You tell me, whatever they sell for, you're going to give a portion of this to a paratroopers charity.
Correct.
I think our auctioneer has agreed that on the portion that is going for charity, he will waiver his commission. So we'll have to work it out once we find out what it sells for.
And we're going to start the bidding on this one at surely £800. £800, anybody? 8. 5 to go then, surely. 500 bid. 500 bid already at 550. At 550, 600, 650, 700 now.
It is doing well at the moment. It's past the 750 you were offered.
750, 800, and 50 now. 900. 950 at 950 bid. 1,000 now, surely.
It's £950, an important military document, top secret.
At 950, clearly a bridge too far then. At 950, £1,000 anywhere else then. All done and finished and going then, no more, nobody. No, selling then at £950. Sold at 950.
The gavel has just gone down at £950.
Correct.
Taking away the regular commission, you would be going home with £779. Now, you did inform me that a portion of this you want to give to a paratrooper charity. I'm not going to make that calculation at the moment. The real deal that you're taking home before you give to charity is £779.
That's right, David. And although Jed got less than the £1,000 he was after, he still went home with over 500 after donating 250 to his chosen charity.
Wilco.
But how much have our dealers gone home with? James didn't have the best of days. He also lost the chance to buy Mick's Victorian scrapbooks.
I'd go at 60, but not 40.
I really am stuck at 40.
Got to be in it to win it, James. Cheryl was excited to land those African prints for £150.
I'm happy. Hopefully I might make a small profit.
She took them to auction in search of that profit and they went under the gavel for £180. Ian was keen as mustard for Diana's silver pot and box.
80 to 120, 120 to 180.
That would be absolutely my top.
OK, fine. I'm very happy with that.
Lucky for Diana and also for Ian as he sold them for £190. And Lindsay squeezed him to pay over the estimates for her diamond marquise ring.
Are you happy with 350?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes,
Okay.
quickly.
But it all worked out in the end as a customer made him a very decent proposal of £450 for it. But it's Tony who has today's last laugh. Martin made a great profit when he sold him his £10 Nelson jug for £100.
How much did you pay for it?
If you'd have put the brown one on top, that's what I paid for it.
Right.
The £10.
But nobody could have been more stunned than Tony when a couple of collectors who were just mad for Nelson made him an outstanding offer of £450. Kiss me, Hardy.
I'm like you on the business now.
We've had an exciting day. There's been a real buzz here. Lots of action, lots of buying and selling. We always want to see that on the programme. Don't forget to join me, David Dickinson, next time for Dickinson's Real Deal. See you.